ice cream sandwich donuts. They do homemade ice cream and homemade donuts. A maple bacon donut. And that is with an original glazed. Wow, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That was one of the best things I've ever put in my face. What's going on, guys? Andre here. Welcome to another video. So I just flew to the city of Chicago. This is where I grew up because I've got a wedding to go to, but I'm gonna be here for the entire weekend. And if there's one thing Chicago's known for, it's for having really good food of all kinds. So I figured this would be a really good time to film Biking for Donuts Episode 3 Travel Edition, the series where I go around reviewing different donut shops and I hit a fatty bike ride to try to burn some of those calories off. Roll that intro. This is going to be a little bit less structured than my typical Biking for Donuts episodes because I don't have my bike with me, so I'm going to be getting around the city using the public bike sharing program, Divvy Bikes. You know, they're not going to be ideal for doing like a long ride, but they're going to get the job done. And instead of going to and reviewing a single donut shop, I'm planning on going to a bunch of different donut shops today, a donut crawl if you will, and maybe only getting like 1 or 2 donuts. That way I can try a bunch of different spots and give you guys my thoughts on them while I'm only here for a short time in Chicago. Yo, sorry about all the noise, but it's loud on these streets. All right, 4 miles into the ride, and I'm at stop number 1. This is Somethin Sweet Donuts on the northwest side. This is a family-owned bakery that started in 2012 by Jim and Ling Chow. Jim has been making donuts for over 30 years in California before moving to Chicago and starting this bakery right here. On their website, it says they pride themselves on excellent customer service and just having great, simple donuts. So let's go check it out. Alright guys, you know there's only one way to start off this donut crawl, and that is with an original glazed. So I got a classic. Look at that one. Wow. Not super light and fluffy. I'll throw it here on the light and fluffy scale. All the frosting's like flaking off all over the place. Alright, this thing is pretty good, but not great. So I think I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. Alright, Somethin Sweet. It was a pretty decent donut, but I'm like really not that impressed. You know, the price is really good, so that's a huge plus, but I'm really excited to get into some of these other shops, so let's get back into it. Alright, next stop on the donut crawl is Do-Rite's Donuts and Chicken. It was started in 2012, another one that's like not that old. Started by Jeff Mahin and Francis Brennan. And now there's like 6 different locations throughout the city. It started off as just a donut shop, but now they also have fried chicken, which they added to the menu in 2014. Francis, the owner, he is a chef and Lettuce Entertain You partner. So, and he started other restaurants in the past, so the guy knows a thing or two about starting restaurants. Alright, let's get into this. I got something special today, just because, you know, fried chicken place, I had to get fried chicken. Alright, I went with a spicy fried chicken sandwich on a maple bacon donut. Let's get into it. Oh wow. This is like nothing I've eaten before. The sweet and the savory and the spicy and the salty, it's all working together in a magic way. Never thought I would have pickles on a donut, but it's pretty good. Wow, this thing is insane. Wow, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That was one of the best things I've ever put in my face. It was so good. I've never had anything like that. I'm gonna give it a 9.85 out of 10. One of the best sandwiches I've ever had. All right, onward to the next shop. Alright guys, next up we got a good one. Up too much. We got Stan's Donuts and Coffee. This is a very popular donut shop here in Chicago. Everybody knows about it. Like when I ask my friends from Chicago, this is the donut shop that they recommend that I go to. Stan Berman opened the first location in LA, actually, in California in 1963. It quickly became legendary status over in the LA area, and like everybody knew about it. Rich Labriola, renowned baker from Chicago, he owns a bakery, caught wind of the Stan shop over in LA, and he started a friendship between Stan and himself. Years later, Stan actually passed the torch on to Rich, and he opened up the first location in Chicago in 2014. And now there are 12 locations across the city of Chicago. Yeah, 2014, 2012, 2013, like all these shops were open around the same time. I don't know what was going on then, but it was like the donut revolution or something. All right, let's get to these donuts. All right, I had to go in the sun for this one because I want you guys to be able to see it. All right, I could not resist, so I got 2 donuts from Stan's because they look so good. I got an apple fritter, and then this is a Biscoff filled, which is like a cookie spread with bananas, I think. So let's start it off with the fritter. All right, the apple fritter. Classic breaking it open shot. Oh wow. Just the right amount of fluffiness and crunchiness combined into one frosted donut. Wow, this actually has like chunks of apple in it, guys. This thing's top notch. Wow, this is 2 bangers in a row. I also got this nitro latte, which is freaking amazing. Like, look at how much I finished already. All right, I'm gonna bounce around now, and we're gonna get to this filled donut. This is filled with Biscoff cookie spread. Let me see if I can get you guys a sweet close-up. Oh, wow. Wow. The banana plus the Biscoff spread, it's such a good combo. Guys, these are both amazing. Like, honestly, I'm gonna give the apple fritter an 8.9. And then this filled Biscoff one, this is gonna get a 9.2. 9.2. You guys know I'm a pretty tough critic, so, you know, I'm being pretty honest when I say these are really good. Jeez guys, I'm getting donuts and everything. Wow, guys, Stan's really lives up to the hype. That, like, both those donuts were incredible. You know, I'm almost getting all donut out after those last 2 shops, but the show must go on. So, on to the next shop. On the road again to another donut shop. I've been eating too much donuts today. Yo, check this out. I found a calisthenic park on my way to the next donut shop. Can't resist, gotta get a quick pump in. guys, sick pump acquired. Let's go get some more donuts. All right, next up on the donut crawl, we are at Firecakes Donuts. Firecakes Donuts was started by a couple from Kenosha, Wisconsin named Jonathan and Karen Fox, and I actually just met the owner, Jonathan, and he was so nice. This location opened up in 2013, and there are now 5 locations throughout the city of Chicago. John was an executive chef at Let Us Entertain You, just like one of the other guys I mentioned earlier who opened a different donut shop. So he started quite a few other restaurants, namely Maggiano's, a really popular Italian chain out here. So the guy knows a thing or two about starting a restaurant, and let me tell you guys, these donuts are looking amazing, and his customer service was outstanding. He just went ahead and threw in a bunch of free donuts because I told him what I was doing. I was making a video, and the guy couldn't have been more nice. Okay, so apparently this place is known for their ice cream sandwich donuts. They do homemade ice cream and homemade donuts. So here's what I got. I got a classic yeast raised donut that's glazed with pistachio ice cream in the middle. This is the first time having an ice cream donut sandwich. Oh my god, wow. They loaded that thing up with ice cream. Really pistachio-y. Pistachio is one of my favorite ice creams. This is the opposite side of the spectrum as a chicken donut sandwich. We're going sweet on sweet, but it works so well. The simplicity of just a really good donut filled with this delicious pistachio ice cream is honestly might be my favorite thing I had today. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to say. You know, you always gotta leave room for something that could come along and be better. So I'm gonna give that a 9.9. It was actually that good. Man, I don't know if the donuts I've been having in Colorado just aren't that good, but every place I've been going to has been hitting home runs. That was so good. All right guys, I got 4 more donuts here. I'm a little donutted out, so I'm just gonna do 1 bite of each, and we're just gonna rattle them off real quick, and I'll give you a rating. All right, let's start it off with the fritter. I think it's a peach fritter. You know I love my fritters. Ooh, look at that, an actual chunk of peach in there. Fritters are so good because it's the perfect mix of crunchy and soft. 9 out of 10. Let's get into this monstrous, fluffy, vanilla donut. Oh my god, this thing is so light and fluffy. And that icing, perfect amount of sweetness, little hint of vanilla. Alright, 9.2 out of 10. Alright, the owner said this is one of his favorites. This is a blueberry cake donut. I'm so impressed. I usually don't like cake donuts, and you guys know that. I'm kind of a cake donut hater. But this is one of the lightest cake donuts I've had. It's not oily at all. It's not that dense. 9 out of 10, maybe. That's a 9 out of 10. I never thought I'd give a 9 out of 10 to a cake donut. We got the peanut butter cup mini filled donut. Oh wow. Wow guys, I don't know. I was not expecting Firecakes to be this good, but that was amazing. John, the owner, thank you so much for the free donuts. That was too nice of you. You didn't have to do that. And these blew me away. These are really that good. So I highly recommend coming to this place. All right, we got one last stop to make, guys. Alright guys, final stop in the donut crawl. We've got Dinkles Bakery. So all the shops that I went to earlier today, they were all started in the early 2010s. So I wanted to go to a place that was a little bit more historic. So Dinkles is by far the longest standing shop of all the places I've gone to. It was opened in 1922, and this is a traditional German bakery that serves all kinds of German pastries. Joseph K. Dinkel brought over his baking skills to America in the early 1900s from southern Germany. Since then, Dinkles Bakery has been passed down through 4 generations of family members. That's crazy. It has built a loyal customer base for customers that come from all over the country and even from overseas. I got one traditional donut, a cream-filled donut, and then I got a more traditional pastry. I kind of forget what these things are called, but it's a cherry strudel? Maybe a strudel? Okay. I'm gonna start it off with a donut. So this is a cream-filled donut. Let's get into it. This is my first Boston cream today, and this thing is loaded. Loaded with cream. The donut, it's kind of bready, and it's not very sweet. Not really sure how I feel about the dough. The filling is great though, dude. This thing is loaded. Look at that. I'm not a huge fan of this dough actually. I'm sure it's just like a family recipe that's been passed down through generations, but it's just really bready. It's not as like light and fluffy as like a typical donut. So I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 out of 10. All right, now let's try this cherry strudel, or whatever you call these things. I know it's cherry on top. Okay. This cherry filling thing going on, it's amazing. It's like a little tart, a little sweet. The tartness of the cherries really pairs well with like the breadiness of this dough. I think it's the same dough as on the donut. This one was pretty good. Dinkles, because it's historic, because this is a family recipe, I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. The scraps, done. All right, that's a wrap on the donut crawl, guys. I'm looking at my Divvy history, and it says I biked about 30 miles today to get to all those donut shops, so, not really a massive ride, but, you gotta take what you can get when you're just renting a Divvy bike in the city. And those donuts, huge standouts today were that spicy chicken sandwich from Do-Rite's. That thing was just unlike anything else I've had before. And then also that ice cream sandwich donut from Firecakes Donuts. It had like pistachio ice cream in between a traditional yeast donut. That thing was like taking a Boston cream, but like taking it to a whole nother level because it was ice cream. And Stan's, guys, Stan's lives up to the hype. Both those donuts I had from Stan's were delicious. Now, if you can only go to one of the shops that I went to today, I had to make one recommendation. I think it would be Firecakes Donuts. They didn't have the biggest donut selection, but the owner was just incredibly nice, and that ice cream donut sandwich was just, it was so freaking good, guys. The simplicity of just a simple donut with some really good ice cream was game changer. Game changer, guys. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit different than my like traditional biking for donuts format, but I had a ton of fun today and I ate some really good donuts. So if you guys like this, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, subscribe down below. I'm gonna pop up a couple more of my videos here and here. And until next time, guys, take it easy.